So lasting improvement, that's what we all want as golfers, right? We want to get better, and not just for half a round and then back to the old self. We want to get better and sustain it. So how do you do that? Well, listen, you are not going to see real improvement, whether it's in your ball striking or pitching the ball or whatever. You're not going to see real improvement unless you're a brand new player until your patterns improve, the motion you bring to it. For some people, it adds consistency when they improve their motion. For other people, it adds power, it cures a directional problem or whatnot, but your pattern has to change. And here's the key: you still won't see great lasting benefits until that pattern becomes natural and instinctive. That's what makes it reliable and makes you day to day a better golfer. Now, I'm going to give you something at the very end of this video I think is super inspirational, motivational. You might like it better than anything else in this whole series, so hang in there for that. But let's talk about this pattern for a minute. We live in an age of quick convenience, cell phones, Google, you name it, you can get it. You cannot change, no matter how much new technology there is, you cannot change human physiology. Our brains have been wired up so that they build a compound called myelin. It's a little white, fatty, microscopic component. And round numbers, because I'm certainly not an expert in the brain, but round numbers, what it means is as you perform a new program over and over, your brain starts to produce this compound and sheathe that new movement so that it becomes reliable and natural. Picture PVC pipe. If it's thick and solid enough, I can squirt water in there at a huge rate. It's all going to go down that pipe. It's not going to go out sideways and right out the same spot every time. That's what a motor program is. So you have to stick with things. Pick out one or two things from this series that you feel were really helpful to you and hang out with them over a period of several weeks or whatnot. Vijay Singh, one of the great ball strikers in PGA Tour history, used to have a routine where he put an empty water bottle under one arm. I forget the specifics, but there was an alignment rod here and one there. And after a while, he'd figured out when he did this kind of practice station, it helped him swing his best. He did that every week on the tour for years. It was so familiar to him, he became one of the very, very best ball strikers out there. Now, there's plenty about patterns in here. You're at the Scratch Golf Academy app. We have courses on driving, full swing, pitching, sand play, trouble shots, course strategies, etc., etc. So I hope you'll check that out, give you a lot more content to have fun with and develop patterns, but stick with the things that work and hang in there with it. Now, I said I'd give you something inspirational at the end of the video. A friend of mine, and certainly a mentor, someone I admire a great deal in the world of golf, is a guy called Fred Shoemaker. You may have read a couple of his books. Extraordinary Golf, Extraordinary Putting are two of his books. But I've been lucky enough to be around him and mentor with him. He wrote a little letter to self, older golfer writing to younger golfer. If you just Google it and you say Fred Shoemaker, S-H-O-E-M-A-K-E-R, letter to younger me or letter to self, you'll come up with it. It'll pop right up. It takes you maybe a minute and a half or two to read it. Look over that, and in light of some of the things I've said in this video series, see if that's what you want to play. If that's the advice you'd like to take, you will. You'll be inspired by it. I hope you enjoy this series. I hope you'll check out the Scratch Golf Academy app and enjoy your lag shot.